This is No Agenda.
One of the executives from the company that makes them, and he was on, I don't know, it wasn't NPR, it was like The Economist or something. They have some kind of web radio show. And he was saying something like, here, you want to hear this for a second? Might as well do this. Andreas Kotowski, I'll have to fast forward a little bit through the opening intro on The Economist. So he's talking about how safe these things are.
The following podcast is sponsored by Oppenheimer Funds.
It's a podcast. We will shuttle fast forward.
Odds of success to work.
Shut up.
We're very successful for the last 40 years, but now that terrorists have apparently chosen to take explosives in underwear and in shoes, there needs to be a procedure to prevent that from happening. Otherwise, it will happen again.
The Economist.
All right, so now he's going to talk about how safe they are, which is just hilarious what he uses as comparison.
In London, this is The Economist. Should you be worried about the new full-body scanners, also known as Nude scanners, that are currently appearing in airports around the world? Do they increase security, but at the cost of privacy? Is airport scanning just a charade to
is it wanton?
Reassure passengers? And what will the checkpoint of the future look like? To find out more, we spoke to Andreas Kotowski, Chief Technology Officer of Rapiscan, one of the world's largest manufacturers of scanning equipment. We started by asking him to tell us what kinds of machines the company makes.
Rapiscan Systems is one of the biggest scanner manufacturers in the world, and we are effectively exclusively dedicated to checkpoint security screening.
Okay, now the kind of scanner that's in the news a lot at the moment are the so-called Nude scanners. These are the full-body scanners that are appearing at some airports, particularly in the United States, and I believe 500 of them have been ordered from Rapiscan, of which about half have already been deployed. Is that right?
Yes, I think that's right.
And you're not operating them, obviously, but does this idea that they're called Nude scanners, does that bother you?
Well, I think the name bothers me, and the idea is not...
Yeah, it's not our brand, dude. We don't want it to be known as Nude. It's not our brand. Gingerbread, maybe, but not nude.
To produce nude pictures, the aim is to image threats and weapons.
Image threats.
And that's what their purpose is.
The two main objections that have been raised against them are the privacy objection and the safety objection. Perhaps we should start with the privacy one. Do you have a sort of policy or best practices that go with using your scanner, or do you leave that up to the security agency or the airport?
Well, typically, since we deal with government agencies, they determine how the scanners are used. But in most cases, there are numerous privacy features of the machine. One is the fact that these are X-ray images, and if you saw an X-ray image, you could not identify that person in a room later unless they were the smallest person.
Unless they had huge breasts.
Yeah, he says the largest or the smallest. He just needs a breast or wang.
Person in the room. The second thing is most airports have strict operational safeguards, and typically the image reviewers are in a separate room. They cannot see the passengers. They cannot record the images, and typically they're not
Yeah, no, we know that's a lie.
allowed to have cell phones or other cameras that they could take images with them.
Moving on to the safety question. So your Nude scanner, if you'll forgive the expression, is...
I do like this guy. Your Nude scanner.
It's a backscatter X-ray. There's another sort, isn't there, that uses millimeter wave radiation. And some people think that sort is safer because X-rays are ionizing radiation and so on. What's your position on the safety of these scanners?
We think these scanners are demonstrated to be...
We think, by the way. Not they are.
Think.
We think.
We think is what he said.
Yeah, we think.
Ionizing radiation has been with every living being since the dawn of time. As a matter of fact, we ourselves are radioactive. So if you
Check myself in, buddy.
Here comes the don't cuddle up to someone's butt concept.
sleep in the same bed as another human being, you actually increase your X-ray exposure.
Bullshit.
Wait, there's more. It gets better.
About as much every day as a secure scan.
You have a chart on your website that shows these various levels of radiation exposure, and one of the bars on the chart has a banana next to it. What's going on there?
A banana. Hello, John, a banana. How much radiation is in a banana? John?
Oh, I don't know.
Probably just...
Not much.
Not more. I think eating a banana is probably more radioactive than one of our scanners. What do you think, John? I think this wanton man should tell us.
Well, bananas are fairly radioactive as far as food goes because they can...
Oh, brother. Thing's glowing in the dark. What's wrong with my banana?
contain potassium. All potassium has some radioactive components in it. So you need potassium to live, but it does have ionizing radiation associated with it.
So one banana is roughly equivalent to one of these scans?
It's, well, a quarter of a banana is roughly equivalent to one of these scans.
Oh, right.
That's the kicker. So a quarter of a banana.
Fantastic. That is the clip of the day.
A quarter of a banana is equal to 1 times to our naked body scanner.
That makes sense.
If I eat a whole banana, I might die of radiation. Fuck me. Sorry. Didn't mean to do that.